ladies and gentlemen in the media or from the media, government, please give us back our lands as promised. The coalition of our youth associations with the Gandangwe Youth Association haven't taken cognizance of Article 25 and 6 of the 1992 Republican Constitution of Ghana carefully, which states that any property compulsorily acquired in the public interest for a public purpose shall be used only in the public interest or for the public purpose for which it was acquired, unquote. Second quote, where property is not used in the public interest or for the purpose for which it was acquired, the owner of the property immediately before the compulsory acquisition shall be given the first option for acquiring the property and shall on such reacquisition refund the whole or part of the compensation paid to him as provided for by law, or such other amount as is commensurate with the value of the property at the time of reacquisition. And we have thus resolved that government past and present have lacked the morality to reason on this legal basis in bringing the most affected being the Gandangwe people, to a solution finding table. But unfortunately no, the individual interest in government is mostly larger than the community affected. And this assertion is largely supported by the judiciary in the dispensing of their judiciary mandate to the people. The interest of the judiciary could sometimes also be bigger than that of the community. Classical examples could be found in almost all the lucrative Gandangwe land. For example, Cantonment, East Legon, Jowulu, Ridge, etc. As such places only accommodate the judiciary lords, the army top guns, the executive stroke ministers and cronies of political parties. Narrowing the argument on law alone reveals a very staggering stature of concepts to the academia and all, so far as land management, planning, and usages are concerned. Government in the past have raped, looted, and sold the lucrative lands cheaply, like Kelewili, to party cronies and government parastatals. In view of this practice, our lands have become so huge for government secret businesses and private as well. It is in light of these activities that we organized 3 press conferences and a very tumultuous demonstration last year to drive home our grievances and our displeasure about the happenings in our own backyard. Notable among these atrocities were the selling of our data remote sensing lands. And the prominent name that came up was one Mr. Clement Jato, steering the affairs on behalf of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and the erstwhile government at large. With the other being the atrocities meted out to our peasant farmers. They were beaten. Farms and produce were destroyed by the military under the command of politicians who were so seriously intoxicated by power, who forgot that the pendulum could swing at any time. And it indeed happened on the 7th of December 2016 after the polls. We, the membership of KOLA, Gandangwe Youth Association, and the entire Gandangwe were so dismayed and disappointed at the actions and inactions of the former president, the ex-commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, who closed his eyes and had his ears also shut to our plight. We still remember that day, that fateful day when the soldiers came in their numbers and in their might to fight us, the terrorists, in bracket ISIS, Al-Shabaab, Boko Haram, ironically. But that was the order of the game when politicians, parochial and devious interests become paramount to that of the needs and welfare of the community folks. It is a well-known adage that make hay while the sun shines, and this is a specific reference to the former president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the former commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, who failed to do anything good to redeem his image after the coalition of large youth associations and Gandangwe people have used legitimate and legal means to register our displeasure and grievances about the mayhem and atrocities meted out to us, to our peasant farmers, their produce, and the selling of our lands as usual as Kelewuli, as reported by the current Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. Mr. Former President, what did you do as the father of the nation or the state when our land was under attack? What about the rape, the looting, and the selling of same to private entities in contravention of Article 25 and 6 of the Constitution during your regime or administration? Mr. President, Your Excellency, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in your recent visit on the 13th November 2017 to La, under a very special Deba and with prominent paramount chiefs, you made a profound promise of not only returning our lands, but also to make sure the necessary compensations were duly paid. And redeeming this affirmed promise to us, you have duly under the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development proposed to create more or less a district for Kowo to satisfy the aspirations and the prayers of the Nungwas and the Techins alike. We Lamen are equally praying on your humble and general self to give a redress to our numerous needs with regards to our lands, ranging from Southland Estate, Cantonment, Burma Camp, Trade Fair, Legon Presbyterian School, University of Ghana, Accra College of Education, University for Professional Studies, Medina Land, Amraya Dairy Farms, etc., etc., as well catalogued in the petition document presented to your office. Mr. President, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources with its agency, Lands Commission, has been one of the most corrupt of government arms. They are largely responsible for all the land problems we have in Greater Accra. Through collusion and connivance, they engage in the nefarious activities to the extent of helping thieves to register stolen lands. That have been contributed, and these have contributed to the land guard menace in the city. There is therefore a need for better mechanisms to be put in place for proper land management, planning and usage in Ghana, more particularly in the Greater Accra region. Mr. President, one of the most disciplined arm of governments in Ghana has always been the military. But in recent times, the maneuverings and manipulations of the military by some politicians and the powers that be have been very appalling and have therefore tainted the image of the military. We are therefore not only calling on your big office, but also the offices of the Ministry of Defense to curb the excesses of the military activities in land guardism in order to have a better image for the military in both the local and the international environment. Honorable Dominitiwo, Minister of Defense, despite the fact that the coalition dissociates itself from the current statement made against the former president with regards to his residence in the jurisdiction of the Ghana Armed Forces, we are however quick to implore you to be very strong and robust and very resolute against the obvious downturn pressures made from former government officials and private entities to you to follow suit in their devious activities so far as our lands are concerned, since we have gathered such intelligence to this regard. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen of the media, the coalition of large youth associations and the Gadangwe Youth Association are more than ready to work in collaboration with the Office of the President and those of the Ministries of Defense and Lands and Natural Resources when the need arises. We shall equally be very grateful if our petition sent to your office on the 23rd November 2016 and the subsequent reminder petition on the 27th March 2017 are given the necessary attention and redress. Mr. President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we Kola, Gadangwe Youth Association, and the Gadangwe people reiterate that our lands are so dear to our hearts, and we greatly believe that our lands are directly correlated to our hearts and lives. And as we commit them into your hands as the Pharaoh of the nation, we hope you will do everything possible to jealously guide and guard them for posterity. We are finally using this medium to call on you, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, to make sure that for the first time ever, the Article 25 and 6 of the Republican Constitution of Ghana shall not only work in the legal sense, where the judicial legal luminaries shall give it twists and turns due to their parochial interests, but it shall work essentially in the moral sense. Thank you very much. Long live Kola, long live Gadangwe, long live Ghana. Thank you very much. God bless you.